want to say you did a fabulous job, especially with the beginning. You captured the audience attention. You just grabbed this glass and you were pointing, and you used your stage presence very well, just walking from one side and then you walked to the other, holding a glass of water. I thought it was very ingenious. And you took your time, you still paused, and then you started to speak. And not only did you grab the audience attention with such subtle movements, you also did audience interaction. And that was a bonus on top of grabbing the audience attention. It brought the audience even more into your story before you even started your story. The next thing is that I heard the audience have this, as a community, have this realization when you brought up that the glass is like stress. Another thing I thought you did very well was your inflection, because you were talking about the glass being stress, and if you don't put it down, then you'll just be holding it forever, and you have to put it down. And then you went immediately, really big, into talking about your story. Another thing I thought you did great was your ending, because you had a great message with it, and it really brought it to a bang for people. And I think it's something that we'll all take home and remember. A lot of things I've noticed is I can hear so many speeches, but not all of them are memorable. And I think yours is, Jim. A couple of things I think you could improve on. They're a little bit nitpicky because it was hard to find something. But one of them was after you used your stage presence in the beginning, your movements were very purposeful, but after that you were pacing a little bit. And it didn't look like a nervous habit. It just looked like something you weren't obvious you were doing. Another thing was your hand gestures. You have great hand gestures, but then when you rest your hands, they're right here at your waist. So when you did a hand gesture like buckling the seatbelt, it was a little bit hard to pick up on it. Both of those, like I said, are a little bit nitpicky. The one I think is most important is something I learned from Craig Valentine, who is a world champion speaker for those that don't know. And he says, talk to one, but speak to many. So when you're talking about the glass at the beginning, you're talking to everybody, but try and be a little more specific and talk to one person and say, you know why I'm holding this glass. It's because the professors talk about half full, half empty. And even though you're talking to one person, everybody is understanding it. But you're making that connection with the audience member, and then you go on and you make another connection with somebody else. It's a little bit harder with the stories themselves, but you could do it at the beginning and the end with the glass. But overall, like I said, they're really nitpicky things, because I thought you did an excellent job and you're a great storyteller. Thank you, Jen.